Do it.
Okay, so let me formally introduce the AMA to everyone. First, hello everyone. Welcome to another amazing Binance Live AMA here at Crypto Arena. And today, guys, we will be getting to know more about a project named AIBlock. And with that, we have Mr. Peter and Mr. Byron to join us today. And they will be the one who will be answering all of our questions for this session. So, Mr. Peter, Mr. Byron, welcome to Crypto Arena.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for having us.
Okay, so of course, let us take a moment first to get to know our guests for today. So, guys, can you introduce yourselves to our community? We would love to know more about you guys, your background, and your experiences in the space.
For sure. Shall I go first, Byron?
Yeah, please do.
Okay. My name is Peter Bauer, and please call me Peter. I am the COO, Chief Operating Officer of AIBlock. I'm, as you can tell from the mileage, an almost 50-year veteran in the information networking and technology space. And I have been, for the past 3.5 years, working on crypto and blockchain with Byron. I've been involved with many leading companies in the space, in the ERP space. I was with SAP. I've worked with database technology, being SAP HANA, Sybase, and Oracle, and a long list of leading network companies supplying telco and other infrastructure. So I think that's good enough to give you a sense of me. Okay, is that good, Caitlin?
Yes, it is. Thank you so much, Mr. Peter, for your introduction, and it's nice meeting you. Now let's hear from Mr. Byron.
Hey, yeah. So my name is Byron Hoens. I've been working in the blockchain space now for I think it's nearly 6-7 years. Since the 2016, 2017 days, but I originally come from a design background. Worked in a number of different spots, places, fields. So I've worked in a bit in education, moved to fintech, and then obviously then into blockchain. I'm currently head of product at AIBlock. But obviously, startups are small, so I've had to wear a lot of hats, and I've been very involved in the engineering as well, and building the chain from the ground up. So yeah, that's me.
Nice to meet you as well, Mr. Byron. Thank you so much for that, guys. And it's nice to know that you guys have, a pretty ample time of experience in the crypto space. So that's nice to know. Okay, so for starters, just to get us an idea on about the project that we are going to talk about today, can you guys give us like a general overview regarding what AIBlock is all about?
Shall I go, Byron?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, super. So AIBlock is a comprehensive blockchain-based digital system which features an extensive list of distinguishing features. It's as a public blockchain system, it offers immutability and a state-of-the-art cryptographic implementation. As a consequence, the best way of explaining it is that as a consequence of the challenges associated with fake news, the abuse and exploitation of the internet and online privacy, as well as personal information, it is our belief that a distributed machine-to-machine system capable of trust has become essential. AIBlock was specifically designed and developed to address this critical need. The key differentiating aspects are that individuals using AIBlock can trade and transact securely on Web3 without requiring so-called smart contracts. This is largely enabled through our Layer 1 blockchain, which enables true digital ownership through managing on- and off-chain data resources and files uniquely, and which also additionally features Web3's first real-time two-way, basically a dual entry transaction. Does that explain it all to you, Cynthia?
Yes, it did. Thank you so much, Mr. Peter. That is very helpful to our listeners out there. Okay, so we will talk about more. We will talk about later more regarding the problems that you guys are trying to resolve. But firstly, let me ask, Can you guys give us like an idea what are the key features of AI Block, that differentiates itself from other projects? Maybe we can say competitive advantage. If you guys have any competitors, of course.
Yeah, sure. Again, the key differentiating aspects, my apologies, that individuals using AIBlock can trade and transact securely on Web3 without requiring so-called smart contracts, as I said before. This is largely enabled through the Layer 1 blockchain, which enables true digital ownership, which manages both on and off-chain data, resources, and files uniquely, and which additionally features Web3's first two-way dual entry transaction. In particular, a key feature is ensuring that private information can be protected at the most fundamental and sophisticated cryptographic level. So basically controlling the permission to use files or content with provenance of access, ownership, and use. This ensures, for example, that Web3 authentication can be done anonymously without cookies whilst enabling access. Does that give you a good idea of the features, Caitlin?
Yeah, very fantastic. Thank you so much, Mr. Peter. And I love how you guys are having this feature like the no a smart contract feature. That is, I think that is very unique because I've never seen a project, to be honest, that employs the same system. So thank you so much for that, Mr. Peter. And now let's talk about, since I think you guys are like you've mentioned before, you guys are trying to solve the existing problems, significant problems on the web 2 or web 3 space. So what are these specific problems that AI Block is trying to solve from the web 2 space, and delivering solutions now on the web 3 space? And what solutions will be offered by AI Block ecosystem, of course, to approach these specific problems?
Caitlin, we really solve many problems. As in our opinion, the Web3 internet requires a comprehensive solution. And these problems specifically include enabling and restoring trust, preserving privacy, securely managing internet value, and importantly, enabling data governance and ownership. Those are the major problems. If we look at the specific solutions that will be offered, then we provide a broad range of utility for a broad range of utility and dApps. The initial segments or sectors are GameFi, where we are targeting esports with our eFuse partnership. DeFi, where we have a really competent solution capability to enable and execute 34 categorized financial instruments in 5 asset classes. This is based on the Dodd-Frank Act, and the specific categorizations are based in what is known as FIRD, which is the Financial Instrument Reference Database, a requirement of the Dodd-Frank Act in the US. And where Nuvli, our agri partner, is in the final stages with the Grain Cash Forward project. Just for reference, a cash forward is an unlisted future, for those who know what futures are. We then also do digital identity, digital assets, and non-fungible digital assets. These are basically NFTs with the risk of double spending an NFT removed. So we're able to have a unique file which cannot be possessed by two people, whereas currently it's possible to copy NFTs. So what this enables is the areas like digital rights management, the management of music, both on the sharing and distribution side, a lot of other things, intellectual property, patents, copyrights. These are all in desperate need of being addressed. And with AIBlock and their partners to build the user interfaces and experience, this can be achieved. Actually, there's more. There's also fan engagement and supply chains. Such I can carry on, but I hope that gives a good sense of what it is.
Yes, those are very significant problems existing. So thank you so much, and we're glad that there's a specific platform that addresses all of these problems. So thank you so much, Mr. Peter. And since earlier you've mentioned that you guys are also trying to solve the problems in regards with privacy, right? So this is actually a very crucial topic or a very crucial question. So let us talk about AI blocks privacy and security. So how secured is AI block, and are there any regulatory compliance that is that AI block complied to ensure that the user and the platform safety?
I think the listeners and participants would want to hear something from Byron here, so that I could save them my voice. But Byron, if you want to talk through this, I'll add the pieces, if you like, on the regulatory stance. Yeah.
I think. I mean, I'll answer from like obviously a tech perspective. I think that one of the big aspects of sort of privacy preservation within the system comes from our unique sort of what we're calling our extensible gateway protocol, which is essentially a means by which we can give ownership and governance to data on chain. There's obviously there's a question of how to really, and a lot of people have tackled this, right? It's like, how do I get data ownership and data? Ideally, if I could, how could I get my data on a blockchain? That would be like prize one. But since that's not really feasible, our approach has essentially been to say, okay, cool, we want all the features of access, ownership, and control, but we'll do it in a way that the data can live off-chain while still preserving the privacy and security of the ownership and access to that data on-chain. And it's that separation that I think has kind of also given us a bit of a differentiating edge compared to other chains.
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Byron.
Okay, so what I'll do is I'll just say that from a regulatory perspective, AIBlock is part of the AIBlock Technologies AG company. We are located in Switzerland, in Zug, and we have a legal opinion, as is required by the local FINMA regulator, from a leading law firm in Switzerland, which is the requirement locally. So as far as we're concerned, we are compliant with all of the current regulations. It's important for me just to note that in our technology, we also have a feature which offers governance and control without, or governance without control, which is a capability to enable jurisdictional dictates and capabilities wherever this is required from a blockchain company. So there is a very interesting feature required, and I think with the amount of regulatory pressure globally, this could be a critical feature for many dApp developers. Yes.
Yes, thank you so much for that insight, Mr. Peter. Thank you so much for sharing that to us. And another question that I have, so how important is it to to keep the community entertained? So my next question here is: are there any ongoing community events, community campaigns that our community who are listening right now can participate to?
The answer, Caitlin, is yes. We are planning a whole bunch of events and community campaigns, and would absolutely welcome participation. So, whilst there are things like hackathons and the like, these are still in the process of being arranged and have not yet been finalized. So, I really would like everybody to follow us on social media, but in that way, we're able to communicate when these events take place.
We also have Zili campaigns ongoing for community engagement and development as well. So if you want more information on that, you can check us out on Discord and Twitter as well.
Yes, thank you so much for those information, Mr. Peter and Mr. Byron. So, Mr. Byron mentioned about a Zilly competition. So, you guys, hello to our listeners out there. Hello, Crypto Arena community. So, guys, we will be sharing the social media links of AIBlock on our Telegram community, their Discord, their Twitter. I think you guys can see more information about the Zilly campaign on their Twitter. I think I've seen it. I've run past it when I was
Yes.
scrolling earlier. You guys can see it there. So if you guys would want to participate, you guys are open to. Thank you very much, Mr. Peter and Mr. Byron, for that. And I have one last question here for introduction segment. And then after this question, we will be taking some questions that were sent by our community members. So I hope you guys are ready for it. Okay, so on to my last question. To wrap up our first segment, can you guys enlighten us about the future plans of AIBlock? Can you tell us how the roadmap looks like for the next few months of 2024?
I will just talk about the high-level stuff and ask Byron to just fill in the blanks. Right now, we're obviously focused on our initial public exchange listings, which are imminent and happening in the next few weeks. The initial exchanges are Bitmart and MEXC, amongst some others. And then obviously our other priority is on the community development side, but then I'll just ask Byron to talk you through some of our development objectives and pipeline.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for us, the next, I would say 6 months to a year, we're looking at really growing out this XGP, our Extensible Gateway Protocol, to allow for a lot of chain-based ownership and management of data and streams. We're also looking at expanding our portability with especially EVM and Ethereum-based ecosystem. And then, very importantly for us, is expanding our reach into also the Web 2 space. So developing a lot of SDKs and toolkits that Web 2 developers can use to easily onboard into the Web 3 environment.
That is amazing. Thank you so much, Mr. Byron, Mr. Peter, for introducing AIBlock to our community. And hello, guys. So if you guys would want to get the latest updates about AIBlock, make sure to give them a follow on Twitter. Join their communities on Discord and Telegram. There are regular news about their updates in there. So make sure to join the community and give them a follow on X. Thank you so much once again, Mr. Peter and Mr. Byron. And now I will be reading some questions that were sent by our community. So as this AMA was announced on our Telegram community, so many of our community members submitted their questions, and we picked 7 of them to feature in this AMA session. So I hope you guys are ready to answer them.
Let's do it, Caitlin.
Okay. The first question here is, can you explain to us further as to how the technology behind AIBlock's hybrid network works, and how does this technology fill the drawbacks and shortcomings that Web 2 and Web 3 have?
I'll give you a high-level view and then ask Byron to add. When I guess we're referring to the hybrid network, I think we're referring to some aspects where we're able to use our code base, and that our code base and workloads can be configured to be deployed as a private chain as well. If that's what you're referring to by hybrid, then this point of view is possible. And and Byron, please correct me here, we will just point to a different URL. And what that means is that we then can have a private chain with non-public chain consensus. So I think, Byron, if you want to maybe just add something there.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of people, there's a lot of groups and a lot of companies, and we've even, we've had some discussions with even people at sort of a governmental level who want to, they want the features and certain aspects of the chain structure, but they want, they want a bit of either tweak consensus rules, or there's some aspects of the chain that they want to be able to control for themselves. And we want to be able to give them at least the opportunity to be able to do that. So we do have the ability to sort of structure parts of the code base to allow for that. But obviously that doesn't in any way kind of influence or change the way that the public chain works. That's a separate thing. But yeah, that's essentially the approach that we've taken.
And maybe, Byron, if you want to chat about the Web 2, Web 3 shortcomings, which can be quite a mouthful and get quite detailed.
Yeah, I mean, I think the principal thing there is and by the way, I think this is the case for many blockchains, is that if you're coming from the Web 2 space, you want that level of, in many cases, and depending on the use case, things like traceability, auditability, all of this kind of stuff. And you want it to be able to scale, you want it to be secure. These are all things that are very important in a lot of Web 2 use cases. And I think blockchains are a good way to solve those problems. But I think the issue is that a lot of current blockchain projects, they don't have very good, I guess, UX for Web 2 enterprise and for Web 2 developers. And so there, I think that's where we kind of stand out a little bit, is that we've really put a lot of focus into making sure that Web 2 devs can build on us really easily, or as easily as possible.
Yeah, and I think, Caitlin, this is something that could probably be explained to your community. Often the focus is always on the features and what is being provided by a technology solution, and that will remain important. But there is another thing that is really important, and that is to understand how this is achieved. I mean, critically, things like security, cost, scalability, reliability, performance, and regulatory compliance are all components of how this has to be achieved. And I believe that we should assert that this is the critical difference that AIBlock makes. Yeah.
That is very fantastic. Thank you so much for that, Mr. Peter and Mr. Byron. I have another question here. So this is about a building on AIBlock. So here's the question of our community member. He said that I am starting in the field of developing, and I can say that I am still learning. How easy can I learn with AIBlock? And what convenient tools do you provide for developers and for those who want to learn?
Yeah, I'll take this one.
Super.
Peter?
I was hoping.
Yeah. So I mean, like, that's a fantastic question for us, especially because that has been kind of our focus, right? Is like these new developers coming into the space. The number of Web 2 devs that are out there, it's way more than the number of Web 3 devs. So to bring more of those into our community as an industry, I think that's a huge plus. For us specifically, the way we've gone about it is we've really, focused on making sure that our dev UX is good. We're looking at, we've already got like a JavaScript and a PHP SDK. We're developing more of those as we go. Super comprehensive. The chain itself, because of the structure, you can communicate with the chain directly through API. And that's a big deal, because it means that if you're a new dev and you're really interested in Web3, with us, you don't have to learn Solidity. You don't have to learn any kind of domain-specific language. You can come in with whatever languages you already know, connect to APIs, or use the SDKs and get going right away. And I think that's kind of a big feature that we're really proud of at AIBlock. Yeah.
That is nice. Thank you so much, and I love how you guys are very open to onboarding all of this, Web 2 developers, and giving them a suite of tools to help them to get started in the Web 3 space. So thank you so much for that, Mr. Byron and Mr. Peter. Another question that I have is a very short one, but the question is: in creating dApps, can you tell us what are the fees associated with it?
Can I say, Byron?
Go for it.
We welcome app developers. There are no fees to develop on our system.
Short and sweet.
Thank you so much.
If the question, Caitlin, if the question is whether there are grants and things like that, then I will ask the community to stay in touch. We are still considering some of those aspects as of now. Yeah.
Yes, for sure. Thank you so much for that, Mr. Peter. I have another question here that we haven't touched, even on the introduction segment. But the question here is: interestingly, I've seen that AIBlock's IEO on P2B has ended just today. Can you tell us more about the ABC token that you guys have? What are its functions on the ecosystem of AIBlock, and would there be any opportunities for token sales soon?
Thank you, Caitlin. No, we have. So interestingly, the IEO was supposed to end today, but we've extended it until our public exchange listing, which I can't give you the date of yet because we're waiting for the exchange to confirm it. As far as the token is concerned, the ABC dollar token, we're having to change the name because I believe that some of the exchanges have a problem with the dollar sign in the name, and there are a whole bunch of things that we're being pressured to change. So we'll probably change it to be, I believe, AI Bitcoin, and that will be used as the currency for utility on the AI blockchain. So just to be clear, it is the currency for the utility on the AI blockchain. And yes, there will be even more opportunities than the current P2B IEO offering running at this time. There will be, as I stated just now, several exchange listings in the next couple of weeks and months.
Thank you very much for enlightening us about the future AIB token. Okay, so I have another question here, which is a pretty plain one. So the question is, can you give us some insights regarding what AIBlock's ultimate vision is? How do you envision the future of digital era that AIBlock is trying to create?
Okay. AIBlock is focused on enabling individuals, organizations, and businesses to fully exploit the vast internet network and its extensive, probably millions of underutilized computing resources in order to enjoy an internet without exploitation, which is privacy preserving, which is secure, and efficiently manages and records value, and lastly, supports fairness and is governable without control. That, in a nutshell, is what we're focused on in terms of the future.
Thank you so much, Mr. Peter. And another question that I have here is something that maybe we touched before when I was asking about the community events, community campaigns. But his question is how will AIBlock build a very engaging community? So maybe we could just like focus on the marketing side that you guys are trying to implement. And another question here is, how do you plan to spread the word more about AIBlock, and what are the marketing efforts that you guys are doing?
Thank you, Caitlin. Yes, let me say it's challenging, and our marketing efforts were very late. We really only started a couple of weeks ago. So the engagement and growth so far in our social media channels has been encouraging, albeit that our reach in terms of numbers of followers is not nearly where we want it to be. Obviously, this is for us a major priority, and we are certainly targeting to develop a large and engaged community. Let me first of all ask everybody to please join us on social media. We are definitely planning some events, hackathons, and a YouTube podcast series. But I think, as Byron said, the CD campaign, and currently we have a community manager and we are progressing our marketing as a priority. There is unfortunately no easy way to do this, I guess. It's heavy lifting from where we sit, but opportunities like were presented by yourselves, Caitlin, are very valuable to us. So thank you for that.
Thank you so much, and hello once again, Crypto Arena community. So, guys, we are inviting you guys to join the communities of AIBlock. So they have a Discord server, they have a Telegram community. Make sure to be one of them, guys. Be an OG. There are lots of things that they are cooking up. Like there will be hackathons that you guys would definitely want to participate in. So, as early as now, guys, we are inviting you to join the community and be one of them. Also, guys, do not forget to give them a follow on X as well. I think they release like news in there. That's like their main news channel and their communities as well. So do not forget to join. Do not forget to follow them. Thank you very much, Mr. Peter, for that. And I have one last question here from our community member. The question is, partnerships are very vital in every project's growth. Can you name some of the partnership and collaborations that AIBlock has as of today? How do these partnerships and collabs expect to benefit AIBlock?
Okay, so we agree that partnerships are absolutely vital, and I think the critical part for us is to start with our use case partners. We have a number of use case partners. I think there are about 40 qualified projects at the moment with 5 contracted, where we have development partners such as Digimob, their ex-Consensus team, SuperHow, and HydroCorp. And some of these are contributing to the core protocol, so that's also welcome to have people contribute from that point of view. We also have ecosystem partners such as IO and Node who provide infrastructure. And we have quite a list of mining node partners, which we expect will grow quite rapidly, as we're able to offer mining to most platforms where people have GPUs. And that was a deliberate strategy. So we hope to attract all of the ex and present Ethereum Classic proof of work miners, as well as the Bitcoin miners who find it increasingly more difficult to compete. I can also say that in the payment space, we have some partnerships with a number of unique players. One of those is Paycode, who have a third world off-chain, or rather, shall I say, offline technology, which is very unique and very interesting for a lot of United Nations grant and donor applications and things like that. And then there is also, I'm trying to remember the name of the payments company, Byron, that invited us to Web Summit in Brazil. For the moment, I'm blank.
Transfero?
That's it, Transfero. So we have, for example, Transfero on the payment side. This company handles cross-border payments and those things. And then the last point is we really welcome more partnerships. And so anybody who wants to be a partner can feel free to contact us, and we'll happily work with you to see how we can add value to what is a very exciting and also much needed world. Yeah.
Thank you very much for that, Mr. Peter. And it's nice that you guys have this like big partnerships as well. And I think that's all of my questions here from the community. And thank you so much, guys, for answering some of them. So hello once again, Crypto Arena community. So if you guys have any other questions about AI block, I think they can drop it on their Telegram community or Discord community, right, guys? I think there will
Absolutely.
be like admins or team
That'd be
members.
great. Thank you.
Yeah, so guys, once again, you guys can drop questions. Uh, Also, if you guys would want to do your own research about AI block, you guys, we will be sending their website link as well. So all of the information about AI block will be in there, guys. So make sure to check it out as well. All of these social media links about AI Block will be on our pinned messages on Crypto Arena community. So make sure to utilize these links, check them out, do your own research, of course. And yeah, thank you very much, Mr. Peter and Mr. Byron, for answering all of my questions. And I have a final question. So, are there any other things that you would want to leave our community with? Like any announcements or any closing remark? Anything will do.
You go first, Byron.
From my side, just thanks for the opportunity, Crypto Arena, for allowing us to kind of share what we've been doing for the last little while with the rest of the world. We're very excited, obviously, for all the listings that we have coming up, and we're obviously even more excited about building the product out with the rest of the community and taking everything forward. So yeah, it's really just a thank you for the time and for having us.
I echo that, Caitlin. Thank you to you and to Crypto Arena. May I also just mention the fact that AIBlock.dev is our developer website where a lot of information about AI Block is also available. So please feel free to go there, and thank you very much. And again, just a call out to you to please join us on social media. We need the community, and we want to work with people who are interested in making the world a better place. Thank you.
Definitely. Thank you so much, Mr. Peter and Mr. Byron. And about the developer website, we will also share the link to them because I think, basing on the questions that they said that they have sent, so maybe there are probably developers out there who are listening, so that would be convenient for them. So thank you so much, and thank you guys. It's a real pleasure to talk to you guys. It's very amazing a discussion like 40-minute long discussion, and you guys provided us with very insightful answers. So thank you very much for your time as well to be here.
Happy Friday.
Thanks so much.
Bye.
Bye.